What up, my people, my people? As you know, my name is Roben Chimimana. I think it's the second time you see me, you hear me from Power TV show. And please, if you have never subscribed to this channel, I would like to call you for your subscription. Abantu batumva icyongereza nari no kuvuga yuko wari ubwa kabiri munyibishe kuri iyi channel. Umuntu utarakora subscribe kuri Power TV show, please ndakwinginze rwose ujeho unyarukire kuri munsi ya description uraza kubona akantu k'umutuku ugakandeho kanditseho subscribe, nurangiza ukande no hirya kunzogera. N'ubu bishaka nanone ushobora kugenda ugakora subscribe kuri Roben official, naho hose wadukurikirana. Yes, umuntu hano muri kureba rero ufite inseko ufite inseko ikanganye bamwita Bahati. Like, would you prefer to use English or Kinyarwanda? What do you feel comfortable with?
Okay, any language. I can just use English or Kinyarwanda, but whatever I choose, I just go for it.
Well, for the interest of our followers or our viewers, let's okay, we can mainly be using Kinyarwanda, but if you don't feel comfortable with speaking a certain term of Kinyarwanda, you can use English. That would be pretty good. So can you start with introducing yourself to the people who are following us?
Okay, muraho neza. Muraho. Ndi umunyarwanda. Oh yeah. I mean, ako kantu wazagakate.
Komeza wazaga.
All right. So ndi umukongomani utuye mu Rwanda, ariko nkoresha Ikinyarwanda, Icyongereza, Igiswahili, and urugande ruke, ringara rike rishoboka bitewe na context cyangwa se ikintu runaka nshaka kugeraho. Nshobora gusuza umuntu mu ringara nkamusuhuza bitewe nuko nshaka kugira ngo dutange ikiganiro, nkasuza umuntu mu rugande, bisi ibintu byose bitewe n'ikintu nshaka ku muntu wari wese. Hanyuma Icyongereza cyo ni ururimi nizemo nzi neza cyane. Igiswahili ni ururimi rwo mu gihugu cyanjye rwo rukoreshwa cyane. Hanyuma Ikinyarwanda nacyo ni ururimi nakuze mvuga, umva indimi zose. Mu Cyongereza tubita multilingual. Those are people who use many languages at a time, yeah. And I try to interact with many people.
But you didn't say that you can speak a little French, right?
A little French. Oh, bonsoir, bonjour. I can try greetings, and sometimes I can catch some ideas of French. But I like French too much. But the main issue is that French requires people to have some experience using it, and that's what I'm missing at the time.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Je m'appelle Bahati.
Bahati quoi?
Bahati Musuruki.
Tu n'es pas wapi rwose Igifaransa? Igifaransa ntabwo kirimo kuza. So reka twibaze ngo wenda umuntu ashaka kumenya Bahati Musuke uretse wenda kuba uri umukongomani, ushobora no kuba wavuga indimi nyinshi. Ikindi umuntu ashobora kumenya kuri Bahati Musuke ni iki? Muri make Bahati Musuke ni muntu ki? If you can give us your biography.
Okay, ubundi abantu bagira uburyo bivugamo, ariko ku giti cyanjye ngewe ntawe ngira uburyo mvuga ngo ubu ni uburyo uri fixe byandi byo n'Abanyarwanda baba baharaye bati ngo kanaka rwose simba mbizi kuko ntago mbona ari ibintu byagira aho bimvana cyangwa bigira aho bingeza. Icyo mbona cyane ndi umuntu usanzwe ushakisha ubuzima bwiza, uhiga, ukora business, ukora akazi, ukora ibintu byose bibaho bigira akamaro. Yeah, tena abandi umuntu ushobora kwanariza cyangwa se kwita ku bintu cyane ama errors, ariko sinyabike, just nkaba nayibwira umuntu avuga ati you did this which is not good and you should have been maybe doing this way. Yeah, gutanga feedback nko kimwe nuko nanjye nishimira abantu bameze feedback like witwara uku, then you should be changing to this way. Nkabyumva nkabikora ibishoboka, cyangwa se naba ntekereza ko atari bya bintu kuko byagombiye gukorwa, kabasha kubona baza ati so gute utekereza yuko nabyitwara muri iyi nzira, kandi ngiye ntekereza ko atari yanjye. Twabiganiraho namara kubyumva, bisi ngende umuntu usanzwe nta kintu kiri special ngiye nibonaho, gusa nzi neza yuko ubuzima buri muntu wese yaba ari muzima aba ari special ko ushobora kunyenera nanjye nkagukenera igihe rero ndiho ndi special kuri wowe uri special kuri njye twese turi special.
So mu by'ukuri uri umuntu uri special nanone utari special nkurikije uko uvuze.
Impamvu hari umuntu utekereza yuko ari special kumva yuko ari igitangaza. Urabona hari umuntu dufate nk'urugero, hari umuntu ushobora kuba yifitemo talent cyangwa se ikintu runaka avuga ati ikintu nkizi neza wakagenda inzira yose yumva yuko ari special, ariko ibyo hari aho bimurimita kuko niba ntekereza ko ndi special nzajya kuri Roben ntekereza yuko nta kintu yamfasha numve yuko tutabasha no kuganira, mbese nta mwanya wanjye namuha, ariko bituma hari side ugumamo uri limit. Ariko ngewe kuri context numva yuko ntari special ahubwo nkafata mugenzi wanjye nk'umuntu uri special ku buryo isa namwisangaho nkamubwira ati Roben nkeneye ikintu iki ideas zawe zamfasha muri ubu buryo mpuye na challenge runaka ariko cyangwa se mfite opportunity runaka that you can go for.
Those are pretty good ideas.
None se ubundi wowe ku giti cyawe wumva uri special mu biki cyangwa se niki kikujya special?
Ngewe uburyo nizera yuko ntawe speciality hano ku isi waba uhari. Ikintu cyiza no kubaho ubuzima Imana ishaka kubaho n'ubuzima ubuhesheje Imana icyubahiro, and then ugakoresha all the potentials zikurimo, like you put them out, zigakora zikagirira abantu umumaro, zikagirira isi umumaro, and then urumva uvuze ngo ikintu kiri special rega nuko kiba kirenze kandi ntago turenga, twebwe dukora purpose y'Imana ku isi. So that's how I believe.
That's a very good idea. Like we are not living maybe to be extraordinary, like you're living the way when you track maybe your progress and you track whatever you do, you will realize that some of things that unexpected that you are doing or you're facing, and at that time you will realize that there are some extra things or extraordinary things beyond you, and that's God. And God is there doing, like arranging that Roben in the morning, you take your laptop, you go maybe somewhere, you deal with some money, and you're coming back. That's God who's planning. And because maybe you plan the things and the coincidence they're meeting what God planned for you, and you can't be saying that I'm special, maybe because I speak English. That's English, it's not even language that you have already created. It just came from somewhere and you learned just English, and everybody is there speaking English. English is not a special language that everybody can be like. So I'm proud of maybe my progress or whatever. You can be proud because maybe you're trying to fit in, but not being proud of maybe feelings that you are special in one side or another.
But there's a way we say that somebody is better than another one. So do you believe sometimes that you might be better than someone on something? Or you believe that all people are equal at all the times and all the things?
Okay, that's very good context. Like someone can be best in one side and also somebody can be best in the other side. So in that context, that's what we people need to realize, that what I'm good at is it's not the same thing that you're good at. And at that time, if you want me in a area that I'm good at, and then I'll be able to give you support as well as expecting some support from you, because also have some of things that you're good at. And that's how I feel like how we should learn, that if somebody is good at maybe video editing and I'm good at speaking, and then I will need someone to edit my video, and they will need my voice or maybe my presence to be captured on the video.
So briefly, I can say that what you're trying to say is like we people should recognize that being better on something it's not a specificity. It's not something that can make you feel so special, because we people were made to complement each other.
Exactly. That's complementarity. So this maybe a single quote from Saint Marie Therese. Is it Therese?
Mother Teresa.
Yeah, Mother Teresa. She said, "The greatest sickness is being noble to somebody." Do you understand that? Being noble to somebody. So that means that if you can have all of those qualities and but they still make nonsense to somebody else. Then that's a greatest sickness. And wherever I can sit down and feel like so I'm special, and I don't give anything or I don't provide anything to my society, and then I'm nothing at all.
Well, still on the introduction part, would you describe yourself as not describing. Would you identify yourself as an introvert or extrovert?
Come on, man. I'm an extrovert, but sometimes I choose to be quiet. So like extrovert ni umuntu ukunda kwisanzura kuvuga gusabana n'abantu benshi atari wa muntu ubucecetse ariko context yanjye nceceka mu gihe gito ariko nk'isanzura nabwo mu gihe kirekire. Side ndende cyane ndi mu extrovert. Hanyuma introvert imbugira cyane cyane bitewe n'agace ngezemo iyo ndi mushya ushobora gufata igihe gito kujya manze niga ahantu Imana mara kuhiga nkabasha kwisanzura ariko nabwo ntago bimfata igihe kirekire kugira ngo mbashe kwiyadapta kuri society.
Ushobora initiating a relationship n'umuntu like if it's kind of a friendship or you meet somebody utazi and initiating introduction.
Exactly. So there is a simple way of doing that. So you can even check appearance of someone. You initiate a conversation telling a person that you wear you've dressed to kill. Dressed just to impress. Yeah.
Dressed to kill.
Yeah.
And
who are just putting a very special outfit and you can even start a conversation from that. Yeah. So
to the extent you can tell somebody that he is dressed.
Yeah, exactly. Not to kill someone. So dressed to kill is just not to kill a person.
I understand.
Kind of impressing. Yeah, like you just dress to the extent that everybody noticed.
Someone's impression.
No, not everybody noticed that. Yeah, like Roben, maybe you dressed such shirt, but for me, because I want just to introduce or initiate a conversation, I just need maybe to use the shirt you wear for my conversation now. Like so, even though it is not that special, but I'm like, so Roben, such shirt, man, that's very good. Can you recommend me that such market? And I can be like, so yeah, that's how we do. Not because maybe you need just to make that emphasis, or only just because
it's just for the sake of
introducing or starting something, or maybe you've been watching some news and you're like, so have you also watched this news? Do you know these updates, the current situation in the world? And the person is like, so okay, I did or I didn't. And you are like, so my name is Bahati, what is your name? And that's a kind of quick way of making introduction.
And this brought me to the very interesting part. I'm kind of wondering if, like, let's say we meet somewhere, you don't know me, and you just want to tell me about the updates you saw. Like, what makes you think that I'm interested in these updates? Because sometimes I might take even these updates as a nonsense. So if I take these updates as a nonsense, that's gonna make me perceive you as a nonsense person.
Oh, right. So that's very interesting. Like, so now the way we do this is just not like. Roben, let me tell you something. Maybe it's not because I know you like music, but if I give you some updates about music, like depending on the appearance of someone, so you can even there is no way of you can use a context, a general context that you feel like everybody can be interested in, man. If it comes to food, if it comes to whatever, man. So okay, let me tell you.
Let's say you're gonna tell me about meat and I'm a vegetarian.
Okay,
that might also.
I'm not telling you about meat. I can maybe tell you about market, and I know you go to market, or if you don't go to market, you listen some of news regarding market, and that's how we do things. It's just when you just need to initiate a conversation, it's not about maybe having things that you know about the person. It can be something that just general one or common one that you feel like. So I can use this context, and this person is just going to respond. Even you cannot expect that somebody is going to respond positively. There is a positive and negative response, and at the time when somebody is responding negatively, you can even capture that and
the way you turn that into positive.
Use it. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you eat meat, but if you are a vegetarian, I also used to do vegetarian, but currently I've changed, and now eating some meat.
That time you'll be lying.
No, it's just not even
Have
like.
you ever used to be a vegetarian?
yeah.
Be honest with people here.
Okay. Come on, man. I do whatever. When it comes to food,
You just
man, come on. Food is food, and whatever comes in doesn't make any impact.
What kind of food don't you eat?
Food which doesn't exist.
The food that doesn't exist is the food that you don't eat. But if I bring you how do we call I know you Congolese.
If it's naming a food, like you name it a food, it's just a food, and food is meant to be eaten.
Can you eat a snake?
Yeah, come on. A snake is just like a fish. Come on, man.
Have you ever tried it?
No, I'm just interested in that. I feel like I will try it.
One day.
Yeah, I can try whatever things. Like for instance, if they prepared it just as a food, like they can prepare things, and the problem that we are doing is just the thinking that you can eat a specific food, and when it is unnamed the food, that is prepared in a way that maybe you can't recognize it. There's some people who are special, like who are good at preparing food, to the extent that they prepare pig, and when you go to, a pork, and when you just starting a pork, and you're like, so, is really this a cow? You are not aware of what is this kind of, and when you used to eat a meat, and at that time you eat whatever. If it is a meat, that's just a meat of everything, because it depends on somebody who's just prepared the food.
But sometimes you have food in a cultural context. Like let's say for example, in Rwanda we don't like eating dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah, that's Rwandan's culture.
No, we can eat dogs. We can eat dogs.
But it's against the law in Rwanda to cook dogs.
So now, like in this kind of modern world, the dogs are not being cooked, because dogs in some countries and some cultures, a dog are kind of the parts of household. When you're counting, there's some family, when they're counting how many the children within the family, they're counting even dogs. Yeah, they are.
It's like a man who's been living there called
So the way I take culture of Rwanda, the culture of Rwanda is inclusive, and sometimes they're trying to capture whatever. But I also appreciate sometimes that they are eliminating some of, kind of mediocre or whatever bad culture norms that cannot be incorporated or included in Rwanda. And
I think it's kind of connected to the way we perceive different kind of animals. Let's say, for example, cat.
Let me give you an example. Like in some uncivilized or some villages, you find people learning to dogs throwing some stones, but which is different in Kigali. Kigali just even you just pass and you find it there, going in the market with you, going with people, and in also some countries. I've heard some news that in some countries, some dogs are even taking buses. They are going just entering the bus, entering in a train.
Like you were
saying. Like human being. They're just even having some house to start they can stay. And those are the way of developing cultures.
I don't think that's the reason why we can't eat dogs in Rwanda.
Oh, come on. So now, when it comes to eating, so if it is meant to be eaten, then that's a food. Then we eat. So now, because maybe they have other specific laws. So let me give you an example. Like in some countries, they don't eat the cow because they have the way they perceive cow to be. For instance, I heard, I don't know if India is staying that they used to have some animals that they don't eat, and they take to be maybe some gods for them, and they're like, so if even they can find you eating this such food or such animal, then you are also going to be bad to them or killed or whatever. That's how they take things. But which is culture problems or culture, culture settings or culture beliefs or whatever. And at that time, man,
I think concerning the food and drinks.
Let me tell you an example. If you're moving, maybe here in Rwanda we don't eat, or what kind of food we don't eat, or from maybe from South Korea or wherever, when you reach to that country because that's their favorite food, and then
Take an example of a dog. It's a favorite meat from in China, but it's kind of different here in Rwanda because it's even against the law to eat dog.
then you're moving to China. Do you think you want to eat it?
Yeah. It can happen because but it can depend. In this world of different cultures, we should equip us fight.
Do you maybe have some of a constant or fixed things that you feel like, so I only eat this sort of foods, or you maybe eat depending on where you are and maybe what you have in your pocket. If you have a beer maybe for a meat, and then you eat meat. If you have beer for maybe rice, and then that's only rice and beans, or you change maybe for my context, the way I take food and whatever, depending on what like my capacity or my affordability. If I can afford maybe meat, and at that time I will eat meat, and if I can't, then I will go to rice or whatever. So now let me ask you a question: do you only maybe eat depending? You have fixed the things that you eat, and maybe other fixed the things that you never eat.
Oh, I respect diversity, and that can make me eat some kinds of food that I don't usually eat. I can try if they don't cause me uh, any healthy issues. I can still go on and eat them.
All right, that's awesome. And maybe people who are following us, we take some time to respond in the comment box. Do you just eat the things maybe because they are fixed, that only things that you can eat, or maybe you eat based on the context? Like if you change the location, you change the food. If you change salary, like the level of salary also change, do whatever. I'm not sure. Maybe in the comment they're going to share with us what they do, how they do it.
Yes. Wrapping up with everything, and then we conclude. We can leave people with the saving culture because we kind of talked about affording something and the money you have in the pocket, being able to pay a bill. And let's say you have $1,000 on your pocket. Are you gonna consume all of the money because you are able to consume all of it?
Come on, people nowadays, they're not like, we're not taking much of our time teaching people about how to use their money, because people are now genius. They are genius enough to know how to track their money usage. If they're using less, like the law within finance, we must use less than we earn. And if you can be maybe earning less and you consuming much, you never leave some for saving. And so I would encourage everybody to just use less, because probably, let me give you a simple example. Like you can be having a job today, and maybe after 2 months you are losing your job, and it will take you also 2 other months to find the next job. And at that time, if you've never saved some, and then to be very big problem for you to cover 2 months within like between time that you'll be searching for other opportunity. And within that context, everybody is aware that, so if I earn to maybe 3K per day, 3K per day, and I'm consuming 1, and maybe saving 2, so that when I reach in a time that I will need to use 2 that I've already saved to be my backup. You got it.
Yeah, I get that. So thank you very much. I just say that we can leave people with the saving culture, and encourage people to adopt saving culture, because as you from saying, saving can get you saved tomorrow. You save money today and it saves you tomorrow. Yeah.
Now there is a context that people used to say, like, I can't save because maybe I can die tomorrow. Come on, guys. So if you die, is that a problem? The problem is that maybe you saved the sum and you die. You think the money you saved will be useless? No, guys. I hope you're leaving a community behind you, and they can use the money you've saved for their better. Yeah. And if you think that you have to consume everything, there is this time that you will reach and feel like, so I wish I could have saved, because saving is very good, and dying, because you don't know, maybe I can die tomorrow or next tomorrow, and dying is just normal thing, man. You will die, I will die, everybody will die.
Yep.
not everybody will die. Maybe we not die. Maybe we not die, but we be. So people who believe, we believe that not everyone will die. As Paul said, that some of us will be transformed, will be changed. And while waiting for that time of being transformed, let us change. Let us take some time to save. And even when Jesus is coming back, saving is not going to be useless. Though it can be useless, but you still have some second season to go. Okay, I think that in that context, people will be having enough skills about saving.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for attending today. It was such a great honor to have you in front of our camera. And thank you, please, everybody who's been viewing this conversation on Power TV show. Feel free to go under the title and subscribe.
What's going to be the heading of our conversation?
we gotta figure out. We gotta figure out. Yeah, thank you very much for following us. Mwakoze cyane kabisa. Imana ibahe umugisha. Please nimwibagirwe gukora subscribe kuri Power TV show. Unyarukire no kuri Roben official kore subscribe. Turi kumwe cyane cyane 5 kuri 5. Imana ibahe umugisha cyane.
Mwebale. Bye. Thank you.